Day News on OGTV. My name is Opeyemi Adeomi. The Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, in collaboration with Ogun State Government, has commenced the distribution of 20,000 naira grants to vulnerable women in the states. The event took place at the Obas Complex, Okemoson, Abeokuta. Ifesholuade has the details.
The federal government has over 12 million households benefiting on a monthly basis from several intervention programs such as grants, empowerment, loans, students feeding programs and many more, all targeted at reducing poverty to the barest minimum. The commencement of the one-off grant is aimed at meeting the poorest and most vulnerable women in the country, with Ogun State set to reach out to 3,500 beneficiaries from its 3 senatorial districts. The scheme, according to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadiya Umar Farouk, was represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Bashir Nura Al-Khali, is to cushion the economic effects of COVID-19.
Let me, however, reiterate that this money belongs to you and you alone. It is meant for you to use in any small business venture you deem fit, and that will improve your lives.
Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, in her speech, reiterated the state government's commitment to improving the lives of the people of the state. She, however, enjoined the beneficiaries to seize the opportunity for their sustenance through the pandemic phase.
As has been said earlier, this money is not a bonus. It is not money that should be spent frivolously. No matter what their businesses are, we should be able to find 1 or 2 things to invest the money in, so that subsequently it can be used to expand our businesses and give us a bit more income.
Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Femi Ogunbabu, called on well-meaning individuals and non-governmental organizations to emulate such philanthropic gestures.
As government cannot do it alone, our people should come up with sustainable community-based programs that will enhance the fortune and well-being of the vulnerable in our society.
Some of the beneficiaries were appreciative of the government's intervention program. Nigerians were, however, reminded of taking safety and precautionary measures to guard against the spread of coronavirus in the country. Ifesholuade, OGTV News.
The Ogun State Ministry of Community Development and Cooperatives has presented certificates to Arepo Community Development Committee in order to enjoy more dividends of democracy. Presenting the certificates, Commissioner in the Ministry, Honorable Ganiu Amzat, appreciated the community for supporting the government in executing various projects. Ido Fabajo reports.
Having met the standard of 40 community development areas, Arepo is now qualified to be grouped into Community Development Committee (CDC), and that called for this gathering for the presentation of certificate by the delegates of Ogun State Ministry of Community Development and Cooperatives, led by its Commissioner, Honorable Ganiu Amzat.
Community Development Association is a government-recognized association, and it is an association that you need to cooperate to work with. You can see that our governor, like the zonal chairman mentioned, recently approved this road, and we need to support that government.
The community was full of joy to receive the delegation with the presence of the Olu of Arepo, Oba Solomon Atanda Olukoyi. After the presentation, the Commissioner, Honorable Ganiu Amzat, urged the CDC not to relent in community development projects.
The importance of community development association cannot be emphasized, and we have noticed that Arepo CDC within the last few months they have been trying to get their own CDC. I will implore them to continue to do more.
He promised them of more support from the state government.
Any location, they will benefit more. That means they will also be involved. They will also get their own subvention or grants. The more CDA you have, and the more they are able to do self-help projects, they will also benefit from that kind of gesture of His Excellency.
I'm very, very happy to have the CDC here in Arepo.
To achieve a better community is the responsibility of all in the society, as government alone cannot do it. Ido Fabaju, OG TV News.
The new retirement age for teachers, though meant to address the issue of welfare of teachers, must be all thought out and properly considered in order to achieve desired results. President of Nigerian Conference of Principals of Secondary School in Ogun State, Dr. Ayodele Womiloju, and a retired secondary school principal, Mr. Olanrewaju Adekunle, stated this while discussing the new retirement age for teachers on an OGTV discussion program, Democratic Parts.
We have so many graduates, even in education, that are searching for jobs. Go and look at them. Go to all these mushroom, nursery, primary, and secondary. A graduate earning 10,000, and he will not be paid during vacation. But if he has an opportunity to get into the government system, whether you are on vacation or not, your salary will go, you will be fulfilled, and so many things will happen to you.
The young graduates are outside who are itching and they are willing to come into service, especially those ones who read education. Because in the recent times, there have been a lot of urge for our young graduates, especially those of them who want to come into teaching profession, especially when we have been talking about professionalization of the teaching profession. A lot of them have taken interest and have gone into the universities to read education. Here in Ogun State, we are lucky that we also have the University of Education.
They also agreed that the policy is capable of shutting out vibrant youths from joining the education sector in their prime, thereby compounding the nation's unemployment problem. The All Progressive Congress, APC, has flagged off its nationwide membership registration, update and revalidation exercise in Daura, Katsina State, with President Muhammadu Buhari in attendance. The flag-off paves the way for a stakeholders meeting on Monday, February 1, training of state and local government supervisors on Tuesday, February 2nd, and training of ward supervisors on Wednesday, February 3rd, while polling unit supervisors will receive their training on Thursday. Meanwhile, the distribution of registration materials and other consumables to registration centers nationwide is ongoing and will end on Monday, February 8th. The consideration of appeals and complaints from the registration exercise will hold February 28 and March 5, while the party will display its membership registration to all party wards and local government offices between 6th and 9th of March 2021. The National Registration Committee, led by the Niger State Governor Alhaji Abubakar Sani Bello, will be submitting final reports for the consideration of the party's caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee between 10th and 15th March 2021. President Muhammadu Buhari arrived in Katsina on Friday to attend the APC membership registration in his hometown, Daura. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 1,883 new cases of coronavirus infections, bringing the total number of infected people in the country to 130,557. The NCDC, on its official website late Saturday, noted that the 1,883 new COVID-19 infections occurred in 22 states and the Federal Capital Territory. It stated that Lagos State registered the highest number with 1,040. FCT came second with 298 new infections. 36 new people were infected in Anambra, 54 in Rivers, 45 in Taraba, 42 in Ogun, 40 in Oyo, 38 in Akwa Ibom, 30 new cases each in Sokoto and Ebonyi, while Imo and Kaduna reported 28 new cases each. Osun came up with 27 new infected people, Kano 21, Benue 19, Edo 17, Gombe 15, Ekiti 9, Delta and Jigawa 3, Kwara and Bayelsa had 2, and Plateau 1. And on the foreign scene, Russia authorities have closed metro stations and are restricting movement in Moscow as rave in support of jailed opposition leader Alexei Navalny begin in other parts of the country. Many restaurants and shops in the city will be closed and overground transports will be diverted. More than 4,000 people were arrested across Russia during rallies last week. Mr. Navalny was jailed on his return to Russia after recovering from an attempt to kill him with a nerve agent. The opposition figure was arrested on 17 January for not complying with a suspended sentence. He had only just arrived from Berlin, where he spent months recovering from the near-fatal attack. To round up the midday news, peace cannot be forced. It can only be achieved by understanding. You can now watch us live on this platform, Apple, Roku, Facebook and Android devices. You can also watch us live on OGTV website, www.ogtv.com.ng/live. Many thanks for joining us on Midday News. Stay with us as we bring you Iroyin.